router thingamajig. So chair pose. And then let yourself just start to sink in, dropping in towards Malasana. So there's one more time for crow here if you want it. So crow, you could come into that hop, you could handstand chaturanga, you could hop to chaturanga. I'm just gonna hang out in Malasana in the squat for a moment, and then I'm gonna step right back to down dog. So feel free to do that too if you want to. Yeah, good, nice bets. Excellent, good toe taps, headstand, all good stuff. All right, and then, whoa, good save, Selena. And then in a couple of breaths, when you're ready, find your way back to downward facing dog. Then on your next inhale, take your right leg up to the sky. Take your time if you're still getting there. Step your right foot through, coming into warrior one. Draw the arms up to the sky. Now take your arms out wide, take your right arm up on top. Come on into eagle arms, and if that's not good for you, forearm to forearm is perfect. Take an inhale, lift up. And then just exhale, fold down to the inside of the right leg. Now, the next thing might freak you out a little bit, and it's okay to unwind your hands. Pick up your chest a bit. Look forward. Step your left foot in, and then start to shift towards either warrior three or standing split. So meaning your chest is high or low. You'll put your hands down if you need them. Your body's smart. It's going to want to protect your face. Give it another breath. Now pull up to standing. Start to pull the left knee into your belly. Wrap the left leg over the right, coming into your eagle pose standing. You can stay tall, or you can let yourself kind of hug your elbows down to meet your knees. Now when you get ready to unwrap the left leg, we're just going back to warrior one. We're really just for a moment. So unwind your left leg. Reach back to warrior one. Inhale, draw your upper body high. Good, now exhale, let your hands come down, shift up and over, bend your left knee, and then bend your right knee. Now here, as you come on into the center, again, don't feel any obligation to jump. If you want to guarantee you get a little bit of height, bring your feet relatively close together, and then give yourself a little bend in the knees. And I can't hear you right now, so don't be afraid to make the sound effect. Take a little jump and be like, kapow! Like you're kicking out people on either side of you. Just clearing out the area. Yeah. Yes, excellent. Nice, Steve. Really nice job. And then when you're ready, ground your feet. Take a halfway lift. Look over your right shoulder, and then turn to face the front of your mat. Now, your call. This time you can lower the left shin again, coming into half split, or keep both legs long, coming into pyramid. And just letting yourself get a little deeper into your right hamstring. Up on blocks. You might even have your hand up on the wall or on a couch if you have furniture nearby. Just letting yourself feel the length out of your right hamstring and length in your low back. Now we're going to add a twist to it. It does not have to be your deepest twist. Just let it be a level that feels good. So left hand can stay down. Right hand might simply come to your hip, or if you'd like, you're going to reach it up to the sky. Any variations from there, like I like to bring the arm over my head because I just love every opportunity for side waist opening. You can wrap the arm behind your back. Oop, I just got a whole bunch of cracks in my back, so just whatever feels good. And then when you're ready to unwind it, you can let your right hand come on down. Now we're actually going to shift over the left foot, the back foot for warrior two. So just let yourself start to pivot, turn your left toes all the way to the back of the mat, and then come on into warrior two. And if you need to adjust your feet at all, go right ahead. So it's warrior two over the left leg. And then just reverse your warrior, and then come on up and over to side angle, whatever degree feels good. One more time, up and back. Now, as you come into side angle, just take a moment here to pause. And I'd like to just give you the choice. You can keep it simple and just be in the shape of the pose. Some of you might prefer to bind to get deeper into your shoulders, right arm behind the back. Some of you might even want to take another standing balance, coming into bird of paradise. I'm going to stay in side angle, so feel free to stay with me. But we'll be here about 5 breaths. So if you're in the mood to do something else while you're here, go right ahead. The only thing I'm changing is I'm floating my left arm, so I have to use my obliques a little bit more. But even that, support yourself. Good, really, really nice variations. Give it another 2 breaths. Then here, when you are ready, you can start to draw yourself up. It might feel good to reverse your warrior and even straighten your front leg. And then just exhale, let the hands circle down. You're gonna pivot back over your right foot, the front leg, lower down the left shin. Now this time, I'd love for you to try to reach back for the foot, unless that's just too much on the knee. So sinking into the lunge, but then maybe reaching back and holding on to the left foot. And you can stay tall if you'd like to. Maybe you bow down, take the foot with you. Maybe you push the foot away, lifting your chest a little bit higher. Give it another breath. Now here, let both hands come on down, and then just take a moment to pause. If you want to pull back and lengthen your right leg, you're welcome to. So a little bit of this next part is going to be a brain game too. So we're going to be going to down dog with the right leg up in the air. But if you want to, you're going to take that moment while you're there to try to take a little hop knee into the belly. But when you jump up, jump like tree. So think of it as when you're coming up, and I'm doing it if you can't see it, like you're trying to bring your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. Your brain's going to explode a little bit, and it's okay. And then eventually, you try to jump forward so you land in tree with the left leg down and the right leg on in tree. And don't worry, I don't expect it to happen smooth, just whatever happens. So, right leg to the sky, little hop towards tree, and then maybe eventually it's like tree, left leg up, like our famous dismount to chair. Yes. Trust yourself. Don't worry, we're all spazzing out together. Yes, that was it. And then eventually, yeah. That's it, Selena, Steven. Oh my, yes, good. And then eventually just stand up, tree pose. Right leg's in tree, left leg's on the ground. Readjust as you need. And then just nice and easy, release the feet down. Just for the sake of balance, take your left foot into tree for a second. I know the left hip needs some love too, but we'll just get in the tree moment. And then here, pull the left knee into your belly. Extend the left leg back, land in warrior one, just for a second. You're still on the right leg, I know. Now this time it's your chance if you want to jump to chaturanga. If you don't, you can skip the jumps. So hands down, right leg to the sky, knee to the belly, jump to chaturanga, knee to the belly, step to plank, and then chaturanga. Totally your call. Upward facing, and then eventually we're in downward facing. And then just take your left leg up to the sky. I'm going to turn around so I can see you. You don't have to turn, but left foot comes forward, coming into warrior one. And then just draw your arms up. Open the arms out wide. Eagle arms, left arm up on top. Inhale, swoop up. And then whoop, falling over slow motion. Exhale, take a moment, fold in. Now what'll help you shifting into the standing split is don't try to lift from hanging your head really low. Lift up a little bit, look forward a bit. Step the right toes in at least a couple inches. And then see if you can start to float the right foot. And the more you drive the foot to the sky as you reach your fingers to the ground, the steadier you'll feel. And you'll let go if you need to. Your body will protect your face. Then when you're ready, start to pull the right knee into your belly, draw it all the way up, wrapping it up into eagle. And then you can stay tall, you can open it up, you can do any little fun twists. And then when you're ready to start to unwind, start to release that right leg back. Try to go slow, slow, slow. You can draw the upper body up, release, and then just take a pivot, bend the right knee, and then bend the left knee. Now this is the last time we're going to be in the straddle, so you're in that straddle forward fold. If you want to do the hops again, you can. Some of you might prefer to drop your head and lift into a headstand. Maybe you don't want to do any of those things, and just forward folding for a moment would be pretty fabulous. So yeah, about 5 breaths here. So feel free to be creative. Maybe it's just going into, not just, maybe it's going into a wide split. Yeah, very nice, nice aim. Good work, guys. Give it 2 or 3 more breaths. And just in case you want to head there early, we'll be turning over the left leg towards either the half split or the pyramid pose. So when you're ready, feet to the earth, turning over your left leg. And then just coming in, either pyramid or half split. So I'm only facing the back of the mat because I didn't want to have my back to you when we get into the warrior two. So feel free, just know you're over your left leg right now. And then you can stay here. Those who want to add a twist, right hand will stay down, left arm can come on up. Maybe it stays at your hip, maybe it's at the sky, over your ear if you wish. Just giving yourself a few breaths. And then as you bring the left hand down, get ready to turn. You're going to be pivoting over your right foot, and then just come on into warrior two. So just letting yourself open it up. Good. Now here you can reverse your warrior. And then when you're ready, come towards the shape of side angle. Now just like on the other side, you can choose in your side angle to just stay straight up. Maybe you wrap an arm, maybe you're binding, maybe there's a bird of paradise. I'm staying in the side angle, I'm just floating my left elbow just to engage the core a little bit more. Don't even have to go that far. Good, really nice. Try to keep your head, your hips, your left heel kind of in line with each other. So think of it as leaning back. Good, softening your jaw. Really, really nice variations. Now when you're ready to, you can unwind. It might feel good to lift up and lengthen out the right leg, even if it's just for a moment. And then as you exhale, you can let the hands circle down. We're just pivoting back over your left foot. So just turn to face the front of the mat. Right shin's lowering down. And then maybe you're reaching back towards the right foot. And again, if you really don't care to get the quad opening today, you can do whatever you want. It's not pertinent for any pose that we're heading towards, just generally for opening. Your chest can be high or low. Now, when we get ready to go back, this is when we're going to have the left leg going to the sky first, and potentially left foot to right inner thigh for the tree pose. If that was just way too weird in your head, don't stress yourself out about it, but eventually we'll be standing at the top of the mat with the right foot down, left foot in tree. So ground down your hands when you're ready, ground down the right foot, left leg is up to the sky. Now use the knee pulling into the belly for momentum, and then take a little hop and try to bring that left foot into tree. So graceful. And then take the leg up, little tree, and then eventually right foot between your hands, left foot is in tree. And just swoop it right up. I wasn't successful either, if that helps. Let yourself draw it tall. Yeah, these are little tricks from my friend Raghunath, so good stuff. Now just stay in tree for a moment, but then let your left foot come down, and then just take your right leg up. Again, for that moment of balance, because we're going to step back with the right foot. Now when you're ready to, pull the right knee to your belly, warrior one. We're almost getting down to the ground. So last time, left leg to the sky, and if you want, jumping to chaturanga. So it's up to you. So inhale up, hands down, left leg to the sky, any amount of hop, and then either jump to chaturanga, maybe you prefer to lower your shins, just giving yourself a moment to pause. Good, so now here, we're gonna come into Virasana, into Hero's Pose. Depending on your knees, depending on your feet, you might prefer to sit on a block. I don't sit between my feet anymore, and only because of a knee injury. You totally can. But, so you're either sitting on your heels, excuse me, which is technically Vajrasana, Thunderbolt, or sitting in between your heels, which is Virasana, which is Hero's Pose. I more often than not sit on a block now, and not because I can't go lower, but I know I probably shouldn't. If this is excruciating to have both legs, do one. And I actually find I get a better stretch if I have one leg in Heroes, one foot on the floor, and lean back. But all I really want to do is get a little deeper into your quads. So if you'd rather be in a lunge and reach your foot back, you're welcome to do that too. You could do this in bridge pose. You can do both legs at the same time if you're happy. Some of you might even be comfortable with both legs laying all the way down. That used to be a fave of mine. But you know, our bodies change, it's okay. If you're doing one side, switch sides when you wish. Unless you just got there, you can stay a little longer. Sorry about the technical difficulty before, I'm not sure what happened, but I could tell while you're all staring at the camera that something had happened. Now, this is one of those days where I'm going to ask you to stand up again. And it's not because I'm trying to be mean, but what I wanted us to actually do is dancer. So when you feel ready, you can start to let yourself unwind the legs. You can start to come on up to stand. If you do have something like a strap or anything nearby, you're welcome to use it. If you want to just strictly focus on strength and not necessarily worry about the back bend, you might just take your hand to the heart and just try to pull one heel to your glute and just stick with that. But two different variations you can kind of play with. You could do standing bow pose, which is when you reach back for your foot with both hands and try to push it away. Or a dancer is typically the one foot. And you can either have your or one hand rather. You could have your hand on the inside of the ankle, that's a little bit more open in the shoulders. If your shoulders are super tight, you could also do thumb down, hand on the outside of the ankle, and that sometimes gives you more space. Good, really, really nice. And think about pushing your foot away from you to lift your heart. Super strong, guys. And then when you're ready, just nice and easy, try to relax the leg without doing it too dramatically. If you feel like you need a moment to release your back, a squat in between feels good. And then when you're ready, try on the other side. If you are trying for the pinky toe, think of, my friend Lila always used to say, drag queen hand, because you're trying to grab the pinky toe with your thumb and index finger, which feels weird. So it's like, hey, because eventually you'll be flipping your elbow up to the sky. I did it once, like 10 years ago, but these days it looks more like this. But just letting yourself find whatever degree of it works well for you. And let yourself be spazzy. Nobody's looking. Good, nice. Lift your heart, try not to let the leg win. Yeah, and then again, slow. Let both legs come on down when you're ready. And then one more time, we're coming into Malasana. If you want the squat, if you'd rather sit on a block or even sit all the way on the ground, we're heading to the ground. So you're welcome to do that. I just find sometimes it feels good to be off the floor for a moment. And then as gracefully as you'd like, just let yourself come down so your bum is on the ground. It can be on a block though if you're more comfortable. And then take your right hand to the inside of your right ankle. Take the left arm up to the sky. And then just bring it behind your back. And then just twist towards the left. Now this might be the extent of it. Everything else I'm going to say is just extra if you're in the mood. The right arm, if you turn your right palm to face to the ceiling, you might be able to sneak it underneath your leg so you can hold on to your left hand or hold on to your clothing behind you. But you need to be able to get your elbow underneath there so it's bending the right direction, and then twist towards the left. And then if you're thinking to yourself, Debbie, what else could I do that would be exciting? Maybe you pick up the right foot. Maybe you pick up the left foot. Maybe you fall over. All of these things are okay. Give it a breath. And then nice and easy, you can let your feet come on down. Unwind the arms. You might want to just come to the center and sit tall for a sec. And then we're just going to do the same thing on the other side. So left arm down, right arm swoops up. Right arm can come behind you. Now this could be the extent of it. This is perfect. So here again, left palm facing up to the ceiling. So you have to kind of turn it underneath because you want your elbow to be bending the right direction. Right hand can come behind. And I know for myself, I can bind much easier on this side. You might have that too on one of your sides. Roll your chest open. Maybe shift your weight back so you can lift your left leg. Maybe you lift the right leg too. You don't have to lift anything. Whoop, falling over. Good. Awesome. Then when you're ready, come back to the center. And then here, you can hold on to your ankles. Now, I know some of you can do Karmasana, which is when your arms come underneath, and it's both arms underneath. So if that's weird in your elbows, don't do it. Or just hold on to your ankles, and then just let yourself slide forward to a straddle. So Karmasana, the difference is your arms are underneath you, and you might bind them behind your back. But again, it's kind of awkward to teach some poses from home because I can't really give you all the adjustments I would like to. So just if it's a safe choice, yeah, nice. And for anybody who wants a simple straddle, seat or forward fold, like if it's super uncomfortable to forward fold here, practice sitting up. One thing I've been trying to do for strength, because I can forward fold very easily, is to actually stay upright and extend my arms forward and just start to tilt and make myself stop. So here it's building strength and flexibility. Totally up to you though. And here, I wouldn't sustain this if you had any injuries because it's probably not going to feel fantastic. Give it another breath. Now, however it's comfortable for you, start to let yourself come on up. Then you can let your arms come down. Keep the left leg extended. Draw the right foot in. And you can either draw the foot in towards you or towards your glute behind you. The glute gives you more sideways room. You just want to make sure it feels okay in your knee. The foot to the inside keeps both sits bones on the ground. It just matters what feels better. And then all you're going to do is side bend over your left leg. There's lots of different ways to get into this. I personally like to use my left hand pressing on the right leg to try to lengthen the side body. If you can reach your foot, go for it. You can also bring your hand behind your head to support your neck, but try to keep your chest rolling open. The tendency is to kind of let your chest dip down to the leg. I use my left elbow here to roll the chest. So think of it like you're doing side angle, but sitting down. Give it another breath. And when you're ready to come up, you can bring your right hand down. You might simply take the left arm to the sky, or you can push into the legs to lift your hips. Just be careful if your heel's behind you. And then letting yourself sink down, and then just switching legs. Take your time, especially if that feels good. You know, the stretches in between are the most important part. And then the right hand can come to the left thigh, reaching your left arm over towards your right foot. You might find you can reach one side more comfortably than the other, letting your hand come behind the head. I'm using my right elbow on my thigh to roll the chest open, left hand on my left thigh. Sometimes I even bring the hand to my ribs to kind of help roll the chest open. Little self-assist, since we haven't been able to give you any, loving with the assist lately. You have to kind of give yourself some. That sounded weird. Sorry. Give another breath. And then when you're ready, you can inhale, draw up. Let your left hand come on down. You can press down, lifting the hips if it feels good. It might be more simple, just lifting the arm. And then eventually coming down. So we're going to come down to our back in a moment. We're going to do one more chest to the sky, one more forward fold. So modified version, I like fingers facing me, but it just depends on your wrists. You're going to bring your hands behind you. Super modified is just lift your chest. And it's Purvottanasana, Eastern Side Plank. Slightly more modified is bend your knees and then reverse tabletop. So lifting the hips here. And then the full pose, if you're in the mood, is legs long. And then you try to lift the chest, pressing the bottoms of the feet down towards the mat. Good, yeah. And then eventually you can lower your hips, take your time. And then the counter pose is just a forward fold. So you could do this with your legs straight. If you feel like you wanted to bend your knees or Baddha Konasana, you totally could. Just let yourself come into the level of forward fold that feels good to you in the moment. Because of all the jumps and the core stuff, because the core stuff was subtle, but it was there, you may not feel like taking a super deep forward fold, even if you normally do. And then from here, we're coming down towards our backs. If you want it to be a little bit more core work, don't use your hands and just think of hollowing out your belly as you come down, or soften the knees, you can hug your legs in. And then pull your knees into your belly. You might just give yourself a hug. If you feel like doing happy baby, you can do happy baby. And then we're just gonna take a twist. I'm gonna cue the twist in eagle legs, but if you don't like that, just do whatever feels good for your own body. So left leg up on top, and then just let your legs drop over towards the right. So here you can help use the weight of your left leg to deepen the twist. I like to take the left arm and reach it up and over my head to stretch out the side waist. But the more you can even off your shoulders, the deeper the twist. So if you slide your right shoulder out from underneath you, you'll get a little bit more. And soften your jaw, close your eyes if you'd like to. And then to make it a little bit softer in the transition, unwrap your legs. Pull the knees back up to the ceiling, and then recross with the right leg on top. You might want to shift your feet to the right a little, and then let your knees drop to the left. And then I'm stretching the right arm up and over my head. I'm pushing into my left tricep to get my left shoulder out from underneath me. And then just take a moment to sink in. My intention after this is to let you come into Shavasana. But if you want another pose, if you want to go upside down, I didn't go super deep into back bends because of all the core work, but if you feel like you want to do a back bend, of course you can. Or when you feel ready, you might just unwind your legs and just let yourself stretch out to the floor. But if you're in the mood to do something else, feel free to take a moment here. And just while you're either resting or moving, I'm going to read you something. Fire is the element of transformation, embodying vast creative potential as it burns one substance, thereby morphing it into another. In our journey of seeking fulfillment, skill is essential in order to ignite and maintain a fire that is hot enough to support our intentions, but does not burn out of control. Agni, which is a Sanskrit word for fire, is connected to vision or sight, as fire can illuminate new possibilities as we travel along our path. When we actively engage in exploration of fire, we can locate the deepest knots within, which is called a granthi, and watch as air draws them up to the surface. Once there, we can allow them to blaze and transmute, utilizing the ash of the old to nourish and sustain the new. At those times we become stagnant, we can benefit from lighting a fire under ourselves in order to awaken our genuine potential. Open to the possibility of being transformed by its primal element, our spirit brightens as we align with the intentions of the heart. That was my intention with the more fiery practice today, was to see if we could get ourselves going a little bit. Take a few more really steady, smooth breaths. And then don't move or anything of that nature. Just a little 3-part breath for us to kind of, again, awaken within. So take a really deep inhale. Hold the breath at the top. Take another sip of breath in. Hold the breath there. And then if it's comfortable, take one more big breath in. Hold it. And then when you're ready, just exhale, open your mouth, and just let it go. Now let's try it one more time. So take a big, big inhale. Try not to hold back. Take another breath in. Take one more in. And then just exhale and sigh. Just. And then if you care to, take one more round on your own. I'll be quiet. And then when and if you feel ready, because if you'd rather just stay there, you can totally just stay in Shavasana and I'll end the meeting and you don't have to do a thing. But let yourself start to shift off to one side. You can pause, hugging your knees into your belly on your back if you prefer. Eventually, it could bring you up into a seat. But as I said, if you'd rather just stay in Shavasana and rest, you can just stay there.